Once you've looked at the stability and capability of your process, the natural next step is to try to understand which factors cause it to perform better or worse. In the case of the quality report that we saw in the last video, we might ask whether the impurity level depends on the batch or the shift or the machine. Here's how to do that. You'll need stratified plots and ANOVA. We'll just look at the plots in this video. ANOVA will be covered later. I'm going to select impurity content as the variable data that we want to study, and we're going to stratify it by batch. You can see that when it comes, the 4 batches in our data run consecutively, so there's no overlap between them, and there doesn't seem to be much to choose between them either. Scroll along and we can see the same data represented in box plots, which also suggest minimal variation between batches. If I now change the stratifying column to machine, we'll be able to see if there's a difference in the impurities depending on which machine was used. Well, it's pretty difficult to see anything from the time series plot. You can see the lines are overlapping because the machines are used at the same time on the same batch. Scrolling across to the box plots, now it does look like there might be a difference. 220 seems to have an overall higher average than the other two. We'll see if we can prove that in the next video. There's another way of stratifying, and that's by looking at 2 different columns at the same time. I'll return to the production report for this example, and I'm going to pull up the day shift and night shift production to see if we can see a difference between the 2 shifts. I'll paste those into a spare column, remembering to use paste special values so that I keep the original format. Now this is going to be used with multiple plots because the variable data is in more than one column. So I'll click that, and I'll now select the 2 columns that I want. So it's slightly different here. You have to tick the boxes that you want to select. And now we can see the data spread out over time, and again scroll across to the right and you can see box plots that both of them do seem to suggest that day shift produces more than night shift. In the next video I'll look at hypothesis tests that can be used to prove the difference, ANOVA and t-tests.